Hi, you guys. I'm coming to you from my son's car, which is the cutest little old man car. It is a 1998 Mercedes-Benz. It's so cute. Anyway, I had to give you a little bit of a backstory on today's video. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this story. But a few weeks ago, I got a knock on my door, and it was one of my neighbors, and he said, "Hey, I've got something for you." And I said, "Okay." And he's like, "Come with me." He took me down to his truck, which was parked at the end of my driveway. He had a trailer, and he's like, "I have these tables for you. I work with a lady that was getting rid of these, and I thought of you immediately." And you guys, let me tell you, I would have never bought these tables. I would not have even picked them up for free. But he was so kind and generous and nice to think of me. He knows that I do furniture, and he was like, "These are really nice, high quality pieces, and I knew you could make them pretty." But totally not my style. Very, very ornate. I would guess that they are from the 90s probably, so not vintage, but I do have to say they are very solid, very sturdy, very well made pieces. It was a coffee table and a very large sofa table, but again, like I said, very ornate, and in my opinion, just too much, too busy. For the coffee table, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with it. I may just donate it. It's a glass top. I just don't know if I want to deal with it. But the sofa table I knew had potential. And that's what I'm going to show you in today's video. So it turned out beautiful. I think adding the paint to it toned it down. And I'm using a color that's brand new to Mélange. It's a color that I curated just for this table. The only color that I could picture this in was this. Mélange didn't have this on their palette. I mixed up a shade, sent it to them, and they made it for me. So without further ado, here is my free sofa table makeover. I hope you enjoy. So here it is. It is a very large and very ornate, I guess it would be a sofa table, but when I put it up behind my couches, it was a lot taller, but I guess you could use it in an entryway or even as a buffet or something like that. It is veneer, and like I said, it is not vintage. It is not an antique. It's just very, very detailed and ornate, but it's very solid, heavy, sturdy, a nice quality piece of furniture. And while I think it looks like it's gaudy or a little bit too much, I feel like with the right color of paint, it could be modernized and just also very elegant. So let's get started. The first thing that I did was give the piece a good scuff sanding with 220 grit on my Festool. And I have said this before, I'll say it again, my Festool sanding system is the best investment I've ever made for my business. It allows me to work right inside of my home without any dust. And that's very important, especially because I live in a cold weather state, and there's no way I would be able to work during those cold months in the winter. So I give everything a good scuff sanding. Like I said, 220 grit. This is just to kind of rough up or remove the existing finish. I did what I could with my sander, but I did end up having to do some of the sanding by hand, especially in all of those little nooks and crannies and the detailed pieces. Scuff sanding is very important because it will help ensure proper adherence of your paint. After I'm done with that, I give the piece a good cleaning. This is also very, very important. I am using Anvil by Mélange. It's a cleaner and degreaser in one. It's a non-soapy, non-foamy formula, so you don't have to come back in with clear water and rinse it off. You won't want any soap residue or anything like that on your piece before you start painting. That could also interfere with adherence of the paint. I'm just making sure to get into all of the little nooks and crannies of this piece. It's very detailed, and I'm just making sure that everything has a good clean surface to start with. And now I'm propping this up on some old paint jars. I do have risers. They're out in my garage somewhere. I didn't feel like digging for them, so these work just as well. This is a heavy piece, you guys, and I bet it was a pretty penny back in the day. And while it's not my style and it's not in style anymore, I'm going to show you how good it can be. I am using this color. It's brand new to Mélange. I curated it and named it September. It is so gorgeous. It's this deep, rich, dark and moody kind of mahogany eggplant or plum color. I see this trending in home decor. People are painting their walls this color, their furniture. It's so, so beautiful. I'm using my Rachel brush. This is my go-to, also by Mélange. It's one of their premium brushes. This is the oval. I love it. It holds the perfect amount of paint. I love the grip. It's easy to use. I will make sure to link everything for you guys. When you are hand painting, please make sure to use light, thin coats with a light hand. And what I mean by that is don't press your paintbrush into the piece too hard. And don't worry if it looks streaky or uneven. With the addition of more coats, it will all level out and fill in beautifully. I was really worried that the detailed parts would be a pain to paint, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was not hard at all. What I do is kind of take the tip of my brush and kind of stipple the paint into those curves and details, and then I take the side of my brush to kind of even and level everything out. And because this paint is self-leveling, everything will look nice and even, and I didn't really worry about it. I just enjoyed it, and it was fun, and the outcome is really, really beautiful. You can already see this color kind of letting this piece come to life right before your eyes. And that's one of the things I love most about painting furniture and using this brand. The colors are all so soulful, and it's just so fun to see that paint bring your piece back to life. You'll notice that I did not prime this piece, and that's because with Mélange paints, the primer and top coats are already built in. There are some instances in which I will use a primer, but it was not necessary on this piece. This color dries a little bit darker and deeper and richer than it looks when it's wet or in the jar, so just keep that in mind. I did end up doing a total of 3 coats. I probably could have gotten away with 2, but there were certain areas that needed just a little bit extra, so I went ahead and did a 3rd coat on the entire piece. Here's more of a close-up view of how I get into those detailed areas. Do you see how I'm using the tip of my brush to kind of push the paint in to the detailed parts and then going back and kind of brushing it out even? It actually worked really, really well, and you'll see that in the finished product. I am absolutely in love with this color and cannot wait to use it on another piece, like a dresser with some really pretty gold hardware. Oh, I think that would be so beautiful. So let's take a look at what this table looked like before. Just a reminder to you guys. Again, it's a nice piece, but not really my style. It's not really in style anymore, I would say. A little bit too much. Very, very detailed, very ornate. And let's see what it looks like now. I personally think it is so much better. It's modern and elegant. It's definitely a statement piece. Look at those details. While they're all still there, I did not remove any of the details. Just by painting them, it kind of tones it down a little bit. And look at that amazing finish of this paint. It's all leveled out beautifully, a beautiful satin finish. It's not too shiny, but it's not matte. It really is the perfect sheen. When I shared this new shade on my Instagram page, my followers went crazy. They loved it. So many people ordered it, told me they couldn't wait to use it, that they couldn't wait to see my piece. I really think this is going to be a popular shade. You can see just how deep and rich it is. At some angles, you can see more of the purple. At other angles, you can see some of the deep red or like burgundy tones to it. And in some photos or angles, you see more brown. It's just absolutely stunning. I'll show you a few of the still shots that I took. It's just gorgeous. And remember, you guys, as always, you can use my code JEN10 for 10% off your Mélange orders. This color is called September, and I will link everything for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more furniture makeovers.